strike notice issued by the Nyanza branch. KTN News understands that the strike commenced in Homa Bay County yesterday, that is on Monday, and the health facilities, including COVID-19 isolation centers, have been paralyzed. Let us now speak to Kevin Osuri, who is the KMPDU Nyanza region chairman, who is now joining us via way of Zoom. Thank you so much for talking to us here on a KTN News Center. First things first, talk to us about what has necessitated this strike notice, the 7-day strike notice that has been given to Siaya County government.
Thank you. Good morning. First of all, we have already begun a strike. I think the correct position is we have already begun a strike in Homa Bay County, which began yesterday. And the strike will continue for as long as it takes. The reason for the strike in Homa Bay County, which has also been joined by all other healthcare workers in Homa Bay County, is because of non-payment of salaries. We have not been paid since the month of May. So we are owed 2 months in arrears by the county government of Homa Bay. We have not been paid these salaries. No explanation has been forthcoming as to why the salaries have been delayed. We are experiencing and we are told of untold suffering among our members and general healthcare workers who are indeed the frontline soldiers in this fight against COVID-19. So we are very distressed lot. You might be aware that we, the day before yesterday on 2nd, we lost one of our own, a lady who died due to COVID-19 complications. And it is so unfortunate that she worked in Homa Bay until she contracted this virus and lost her life in a neighboring county of Kisii, where she was admitted in the ICU. And unfortunately, she also had a baby while she was also still admitted, and the baby is barely 1 week old. It is very, very unfortunate and disheartening that up to this moment, as I speak to you, the county government of Homa Bay has not even attempted, it is saddening, to release an official statement to condole with the family of the deceased and indeed show solidarity for this. So we have all abdicated, we have all abandoned duty, we have withdrawn labor, we have closed all public hospitals in Homa Bay County, including COVID isolation and treatment centers. It is a grave situation that we hope the national leadership will take up.
Daktari, just before we cross over to that strike notice that the union officials have given to Siaya County, my question is, don't you think your strike notice and the strike in Homa Bay County comes at a very bad time because it will jeopardize the efforts of the government in fighting COVID-19 in the country?
It does. That would be an oxymoron in itself, because the government that is serious in fighting COVID-19 would ensure that they properly protect their frontline workers by providing them with adequate and properly standardized PPEs. This lady who contracted COVID-19 contracted it at her place of work in a hospital. She was pregnant with a child. She was referred to another county and died there. To this moment, surely, a government that cares about fighting COVID, let alone its own healthcare workers, would have issued a statement and condoled with the family. Secondly, the healthcare workers who are the frontline are the most vulnerable population. We interact with people, we interact with this virus on a day-to-day basis. We would have expected that the government would have paid its workers and not let them wallow in poverty, where now we are told of many, many healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, and CEOs have been evicted from their own houses due to non-payment of rent. They are living in squalor. They cannot afford basic upkeep. And it is a shame, a total shame on the government. It has abandoned its foot soldiers, and the foot soldiers have no reason but to leave work.
But even as the foot soldiers demand for what they say it's their right, don't you think you're twisting these two counties, Homa Bay County and Siaya County? And specifically, if I look at your demands, like two of the demands that you've put forth to Siaya County government, it is that you want backdated promotion of all doctors to their rightful job groups. The other demand is full implementation of the collective bargaining agreement, that is the CBA. Within 7 days, this demands must be met. Don't you think you're twisting these county governments because you know they need to implement it as soon as possible because they're also fighting COVID-19 within the counties?
Nothing could be further than the truth. You cannot twist an employer who has already agreed to terms with you. We already agreed to terms with this county government. The CBA is not a document that was signed yesterday. COVID came in March this year. CBA is a document that was signed in 2017. Promotions of doctors are long overdue. What we are saying, and this is a fact, and it is a position of KMPDU and all other unions, is that the welfare of workers cannot take a backseat simply because we have a pandemic. And it is so sad, and you are aware that the various agencies and governments in this country are taking advantage of COVID-19 to rip off both healthcare workers and the general public. We are their safeguard. We are their safety measure. And as a union, we are saying we will not stand by and stand back and watch as this continues.
Right.
You cannot take advantage of COVID-19 to stifle the rights of your workers.
All right, thank you so much, Kevin Osuri. I need to wind it up right there from where you've left it. It is a sad situation for patients in Siaya and in Homa Bay County. Homa Bay County health workers on strike. Siaya County, 7-day strike notice has been issued. Thank you so much, Kevin Osuri, Nyanza chairperson for the KMPDU, talking to us about that impending strike in Siaya County. My name is Brenda Zedaradido. I need to bring KTN News Center to an end. Lofty Metambo up next with Leo Mashinani as he continues bringing you up to date with what is making the headlines. Focus on that crucial decision to be made this afternoon by 47 senators. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. Thanks to the men and women behind the scene who make News Center successful.